Usually, when we create a pipeline, we expect to see the results of the processing on the screen. BBEditor has the feature of allowing the user to quickly organize the presentation of the pipeline's execution. In this video, I'll show how to build a simple pipeline that allows the user to control the brightness of the image of an aortic aneurysm. We begin with the previous example that showed the aortic aneurysm from 3 different viewpoints, but this time we're going to add some more boxes. Let's take a moment before adding more boxes to identify the type of boxes already deployed into the workbench. The Load box is a basic widget that contains an image and passes it to the viewer env, which is a high-level widget since it has 3 2D viewers and 1 3D viewer and several other controls to adjust the properties of the visualization. For this example, we're going to add 2 more boxes: a layout split, a layout box that displays 2 controls in the same window, and a slider, a simple widget that will allow the user to control the brightness of the image. Once deployed into the workbench, we have to connect the boxes. The first connection will allow the slider to control the image brightness of the viewer env. So we make a connection from the output of the slider called out, which is an integer value, and connect it to the input of the viewer env called color level, also an integer value. Next, we connect the slider output called widget, a WX window pointer, to the input of the layout split called widget1, also a WX window pointer. This will present the slider on the first section of the window. We also have to connect the viewer env output called widget, a WX window pointer, to the input of the layout split called widget2 to fill the other half of the window. The final connection will notify the layout split to refresh the changes in the viewer env when the slider is moved, so we connect the slider output called boxChange, a void type, and connect it to the boxExecute input of the layout split, also a void type. Finally, we set the layout split as the executable box of this pipeline, and we're ready to go. But before we execute the pipeline, it is important to note that you should save your work constantly. To do this, just click on the Save button in the toolbar and choose where to save your project. This will generate a BBG file describing the saved pipeline distribution. Now we execute the pipeline, and we can see the results. We have on the left side of the window a slider that can be moved to change the brightness of the image at the right of the window. You might have noticed that when you executed the pipeline, another file was created right where you saved the pipeline. This BBS file is the script that describes the functionality of the pipeline. That's the advantage of BBEditor. We only need to drag and drop some boxes, and the rest is taken care of by the BBEditor. In the next video, we'll explore the parameters of the boxes that will allow us to take more control of the behavior of the boxes in the pipeline.